Big Vanguard multiplayer reveal livestream covering maps, modes, weapons, and more. Let's talk about it. Something they led with, and I'll put in here too, they mentioned their last project being a more traditional World War II approach. Not like it was all about reality either, but for Vanguard, they're taking many liberties. Clearly. Basically straight up saying, this is not realistic World War II, it's a COD game. If you had a big problem with the red dots and elo sights on guns, that's nothing, and this is just not the game for you. They said it a few times later in the stream too.
The wild, exaggerated, crazy world of MP.
Yeah, wild, exaggerated, crazy. I mean, we knew it would go in that direction, at least as the year progresses, because it always does, to sell more goofy stuff or recatch people's interest, so I don't mind at all that they're just being upfront with it. I respect that. You should know what you're getting into. Way better than every year trying to say with a straight face that it's gritty and realistic. Don't have too much to say about the standard multiplayer trailer we got. Tons of executions, don't really care about those. Some War Machine gameplay and some streaks we've seen before. Saw some stim shot usage, we've gotten pretty used to those existing at this point, so I think that's good, keep the pacing up. Then, out of nowhere, this RC-XD mini tank thing that is the Goliath field upgrade. It's not a kill streak, but it had a slow recharge time. That may sound cheesy and annoying, and it could be, but the last two games have had some slow recharge, lethal type field upgrades, and I never found them to be a major issue. The fast recharge stuff is often more powerful, so I'm worried about different things, like armor in this game being a fast recharge field upgrade. We'll come back to that. Now, getting into the info they discussed, first a bit more combat pacing details, the tactical, assault, and blitz options, which just control the number of players in the match, and I think it also scales based on the map size. So if you want to try to care about the gameplay, you could pick tactical or assault. If you like the insanity or want to grind out some camos or attachments for Warzone or who knows, blitz sounds like the solution. They literally described it as making every map into shipment. Up to you if that sounds like heaven or hell. If we've got Modern Warfare's quality spawn logic, maybe hell. Or it could be like a classic ground war, not enough people to truly be as crazy as it sounds. I have to see how it plays and if it really lives up to the description, but I do like the concept of allowing for fast-paced gameplay for the people who want to pick that, while also having some map variety instead of needing to live in a small map 24/7 playlist. Next, for new game mode, they showed Patrol. It's basically hardpoint, where the point just crawls across the map, like maybe an escort, instead of jumping around. That's an interesting change of pace on hardpoint and all, a moving map control instead of locking down one spot at a time. But that isn't exactly what gets me excited. It's not a whole different way to play, like what a war mode would be. It seems like a small twist on a pretty standard game mode. Might be fun, but not a big shakeup. Clans got brought up, and not much was actually showed, but they said some things that certainly piqued my interest. To summarize what was said, you can progress with your clan. A new thing in the game. Pretty exciting to be on progression with your clan. So really nothing was said about it there, only that there might be some form of clan progression, and the only hint of that I saw was a thing that says Clan XP. So what will that unlock? Any meaningful clan benefits and rewards? Is there some kind of clan competition, and does it scale with the number of people in the clan? Does the progression cap and reset each season? Other than the hint of progression, it looked like a very basic Modern Warfare-esque feature, because they then immediately went on to talk about crossplay, and being in a clan with someone cross-system as if that were brand new. I don't know. But I would love a robust and interesting clan system. Always wanted that. I'd love to have a community clan and progress the clan and feel like that matters. I was happy with sniping the TF-141 regiment for the clan tag in Modern Warfare, but that system came in late and didn't do anything that I remember, except it had a happy hour double XP time that didn't seem to ever actually work for me. So if we could progress and unlock certain benefits, like a happy hour that did work, or maybe a small increasing XP boost from 1 to 10% with your clan level, other small boosts like that, and I'd be fine with something like that resetting each season, but then maybe have some other features where you can work to permanently upgrade your clan, and maybe a specific way to contribute to the clan, like a daily challenge that benefits you and the clan. I'm sure this is all just my MMO addiction mindset speaking, but talk about something I'd love to be earning and spending an in-game currency on. It's fun to be a part of something and contribute to it, plus of course having clan career stats and leaderboards. I'd love a clan headquarters that maybe you could upgrade, throwback to World War II headquarters, except that was partially annoying being forced to go there for orders and the big load times, so they eventually added it to the menu, which was needed, but also killed the main reason to go there or for it to exist at all. But a clan headquarters hangout that you could work together to upgrade, like improving and expanding the firing range so you can properly test out your weapons, maybe upgrade something that dispenses daily rewards like the old Postmaster, could have events like the flak guns, even some cosmetic upgrades to build up your HQ, unlock more clan tag colors and emblems. Having it be a clan HQ that you could build up and visit could give it a reason to exist without making it annoying and forced. Because I did enjoy the concept of that social space. Maybe that's just me. And surely they'd like it too, right? Wouldn't that make people want to buy more cosmetics if they see each other and themselves in a social space? But this is all nonsense. We can move on. I'm sad because they've given me that tiny glimmer of hope by mentioning clan progression. Because, yeah, they spent no time on it, moved right along, which means I expect it to be very bare bones, just Modern Warfare Regiments V2 with some form of clan XP that may or may not unlock anything of value. Like, here's a charm and a sticker for maxing out your clan rank this season. Good job. At least it's coming at launch. That's a good start. They then went into a bit more detail on the mounting and strafing while mounted, the blindfire, which is really just hip-fired mounting. It does seem to expose a good amount of your body. Still seems like an unnecessary feature to me, but doesn't seem like it'll be a frustration. Then there was some more about the destructible environments, although that will be limited to destroying things like the doors and the pretty obvious wooden panels and walls, glass, and also having some more convincing destruction on some props like chairs. That might be annoying at first to find what you thought was cover get melted away, but after you get used to what can be destroyed, I'm sure that should be fine, and it does look nice for the environment to react to damage. Now getting into attachments and gunsmith, introducing calibers for every weapon, allowing more freedom than we've had to mess with damage and fire rate. Sounds scary to balance all that, no doubt going to be finding some broken combinations, especially when you have 10 attachments by default. Seems like there isn't as much decision making going into choosing what you want and sacrificing something else. Then there was this sentence.
The coolest thing about 10 attachments is that we were able to make it so that some of the attachments are much stronger than the other attachments. So you have a lot more options.
Well, I don't see the correlation there. I thought having 10 attachments should mean the opposite. If you had 5 attachments, then the strong things would have to compete for your attention more. Do I value this or that strong thing the most? So I don't really understand that, and with all the alternate ammo types, there's looking to be a lot of potential for annoying deaths and OP builds, but maybe they go the route of everything is OP and it doesn't matter anymore. I don't know, having some attachments be way stronger than others sounds like fewer options, because you'll never pick the way weaker ones. On a separate note, very nice to see the detailed stats return in the gunsmith from last year. As long as they're accurate, that will make picking your attachments much more interesting, not a guessing game.
Equip it with piercing vision as one of your perks, your perk 2. That allows you to actually highlight people through walls that you've suppressed.
Huh? Why? There is a blue perk low profile that makes you immune to that perk, but that competes with other blue perks, which seemed like the big core category, like Ghost, Flak Jacket, Tac Mask. Just why? Wallhack perk, highlight people you've suppressed. Wow, that's fun. The game needed more of that. Not like it's new. Modern Warfare had snapshots, but at least that was a tactical. I don't know, man. Why? They did mention suppression as a new mechanic there, though, that slows people down when firing near them. I guess Battlefield had something like that, and the Titan Operator mod in Black Ops 4. Another thing with annoying potential, but haven't seen enough of its effects to really judge yet. Then they talked about operators for a while. Sorry, nothing to say about that. Then a bit of art and map design. I like the concepts that they talked about. Can't really judge maps yet, but saw some nice color and variety. 16 core maps, of course, set all over the world. Surely some of them will be good, right? And it's nice to see some graphics and art showed off, but never a huge deal for me.
Operator progression.
Oh, they said the word progression. I'm paying attention again. Yeah, apparently some form of operator progression, which would give more reason to use them all, but for me it depends how deep it goes. Like if there were something cool to maxing them all out, or if that were just a part of an overall game completion thing. But it's not like I expect to see the return of anything like BO3's Hero Gear, because the shop's gotta have all the interesting stuff. I don't even need it to be flashy though. I know some people will complain, but I like mastery rewards even if they're on the plain side, as long as it's recognizable as a mastery thing. But they only mentioned some stuff like charms related to their backstory, maybe some alternate skins and finishing moves. It sounds pretty basic, maybe like the operator challenges you can unlock through the battle pass in the past 2 games. I've always found those frustrating because it's not easy to track the completion of them. The steps are disjointed and repeated and feel like they're broken half the time. So many tracking issues with those, and you need to always be equipping the right operator to work on something, all for a few rewards I do not care about. Yeah, hopefully this operator progression is better organized than that, and it could be something. Getting near the end, there was a segment about PC settings and accessibility. Good stuff, not much to say there. What I will mention here is the FOV slider for console. I know that's important, and that was confirmed by a dev on Twitter, although somewhat informally. Like, they didn't bring it up here, no details were announced on it, like if it would be there for last-gen consoles too. It was more of a teaser that it will be there for console to some extent, and by extension, surely for Warzone too. And that was the final topic of the stream, the first look at the new Warzone map set in the Pacific. And I love the visuals. Lush landscapes, caves, unique locations. When they swapped back to that Verdansk gameplay for a moment, I felt physically nauseous. I don't want to be there anymore. Stop reminding me of Modern Warfare, please. Oh, thank God. Back to the lush new island. I know it'll be more or less the same game, and I don't know how much I'll end up playing it, but this is very refreshing to see and try out. A new map, and having it feel like truly part of the launch of Vanguard should hopefully make the integration feel like it makes sense compared to Cold War's rushed porting over of all the guns. Cold War in general just suffered from that feeling of being rushed, of course. It just has a better feel to it. And also, of course, it comes with the supposedly very in-depth anti-cheat system, which hopefully makes a huge difference, and continues to as cheaters try to get around it. Very much needed. Finally, a couple bits of info I wanted to touch on from people who've played the beta early in regards to minimap concerns. As we know, it seems to be the no red dot for firing unsuppressed by default, but there is a tier 2 red perk called radar that makes the minimap show those unsuppressed enemies firing. And the red perks didn't seem super competitive, mostly a few radar and awareness based perks. It isn't like Warzone with Ghost in there. Ghost was a tier 1 blue perk in Vanguard, so that may be a decent compromise, plus the rest of the game seems less camp focused in general than Modern Warfare. There is also the subsonic ammo type though that seems to hide you from firing no matter what, but there are many powerful ammo types, so that'll be a more deliberate choice than just slapping on any suppressor. Not totally clear yet on how all that interacts, but it's not at the top of my concerns list personally. Like, also dead silence as a field upgrade, again, which could sound disastrous, but it's also sounding like, since the footsteps are not nearly as loud by default as Modern Warfare, this may not be as much of a deal breaker when it comes to wanting to move without being soundhoard and destroyed by someone sitting in a corner. If the footsteps stay relatively quiet, as if everyone has a weak dead silence on all the time, I guess that makes more sense than having it be a crutch perk, but then the field upgrade does exist, so not sure how that'll go. Also, I said I'd come back to the field upgrades, and that Goliath mini RC-XD tank. Yeah, not too worried about that and its slow recharge time, but armor plates were a fast recharge field upgrade. And I know it might not help much, like maybe one extra shot to kill, surely not as much as full plates in Warzone or the streak in Cold War, but since it doesn't compete with your 3 streak selections, it could pop up a lot and lead to inconsistent kill times. Could be especially terrible for snipers, so it depends what other field upgrades are in the full version of the game. Right now, the other two I haven't mentioned are just the ammo box and field mic. I kinda just don't think the armor should be fast, when something like stopping power in Modern Warfare, basically the flipped version of maybe one fewer shot to kill, was one of the slowest. Finally, killstreaks. They are back to being normal killstreaks, which to me is better than Cold War's basically turning all streaks into field upgrades thing where you earn them over time and they get stuck on cooldown. But also I'd say not as good as a score streak system that rewards objective play while keeping the pressure of going on an actual streak with no cooldown. Oh well, that seems alright, and there may be perks that mess with how you're able to earn your streaks. Also, attack dogs are back, that's cool. Well, I won't list everything seen in the beta. Plenty of creators who actually got playtime in early can do that for you, or you can experience it yourself in the coming couple of beta weekends. I think those are the main notes on the reveal stream. As far as overall thoughts getting closer to Vanguard, well, I think the Alpha Thoughts video still covers that pretty thoroughly. No need to be repeating that. For me to feel differently, I'll need to see more about the aspirational progression side, or a mode like war, which doesn't seem very possible at this point. I think, bottom line, I'm excited to cover it, and I would love to love this game, something that looks like Modern Warfare but doesn't play like it. That sounds good to me. Just give me something to care about, something to want to strive for that goes beyond the unimpressive seasonal nothings. If I can't track my gameplay improvement and also have no way to stand out in terms of what I can earn, then I won't feel like there's anything worth doing. But if there's just a fun progression system or two to invest in, like some currency type thing to build towards meaningful long-term rewards, or a well put together, do and use everything in the game type of challenges, maybe a couple levels of mastery camos for the truly dedicated, some prestiging that doesn't feel empty thanks to caps and resets, if the clan progression thing is actually meaningful, with a couple things like that to want to complete and cover, I can put aside the pointlessness of the most likely manipulated gameplay and have some fun. I would love to just have some fun. Maybe make some normal videos again that feel like they're helpful. That would be cool for a change. If the only way to stand out is the shop though, then that doesn't seem like much of a game. And if that's how it goes down again, we'll just have to have some fun covering that initial journey, go play some zombies, we'll have ourselves a campaign playthrough, and we can go grind SM2 or something, who knows. But I will be giving Vanguard a chance with an open mind, even if you think I shouldn't. For all the reasons I explained last time, it's more fun that way, and I know I can find some part of it to enjoy. If you're one of the people I see who thinks this COD sucks ass and you hate it, I totally understand. You certainly don't have to play it or care about what I'm uploading, but it's not like I can please everyone with what I cover, of course, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I feel makes sense. You don't have to tell me it sucks constantly. I mean, you're free to, but it's kind of a bummer. Anyway, enjoy the upcoming PlayStation beta this weekend if you'll be trying that out. Go and give them some more respectful feedback. For me, because I'm such an excellent YouTuber, I'll actually be away and missing the entire beta weekend, taking care of some work back in the city, which is fine, honestly, because that saves me needing to track down a code, and my PS4 gameplay is super scuffed anyway, and the recordings can be glitchy, so I'll just make sure I'm back in time to see what's up with the second beta weekend when it's available for everyone. Definitely going to be hopping on that. That's when I really want to get a proper feel for the game on PC. Cool. Until then, thanks for watching, and I love you.